Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I welcome you to my new amazing project GitHub profile search. So using React and GitHub API we are going to get the GitHub user details. So you can see that the photo and name, username, bio, followers, following, company, website, public repos and GitHub profile. You can see that GitHub profile. So when you click on GitHub profile, you'll go to its GitHub profile. And we have a repositories, all the repositories of this GitHub user. And you click on view repository, it will view the repository of that user. So let's search for another. So let's search our Becodewala YouTube. So when you will search, you can see that our repository and all the details of our file shown. So to make this project, let's come to our VS Code. So first we'll set up our project. So to set up our project, first we have to create our React app. So you can simply use npx create React app. So you can see that down below npx create React, it will create a React app with the name my app and go to our my app. Instead of my app, you can write GitHub profile search, and to run our React app you can use npm start. So after that, what are the other packages we have installed? So Axios to get the data from the API. So npm I Axios. So you can see that how to install Axios, npm I Axios. So similarly we have to install React icon. So you can search here on the npm.js.com. You can see that React icons. So which one it is? So let's ignore this npm, just simply write npm I means install React icons. So you will get npm I React icons. This is the official website of the React icons. This is the, you can see. So using npm we are going to install our React icons, and similarly we have to install Tailwind CSS for the styling. So you can use Tailwind CSS. So you have to go for installation, install. So using post CSS you can install this two line of commands, and after that we have to set up config tailwind config.js. So you will get tailwind config.js. This here we have to set up, copy this and paste it there. So how we'll get tailwind config.js? By running this command npx tailwind css init. Then in this, copy this also, this main.css, and come to our app and copy to index.css. So this is our index css in our React app. Then that's it for our setup for the Tailwind CSS. After that we have used Poppins, font family Poppins in our app. So how to install? So simply write npm install Poppins font source Poppins. So you can copy this and run in your terminal to install it. And that's it for our project setup. So after that, come to our app.js. So this is the main component in our React app. So first of all, we have imported React and use state from the React. So here we have imported use state because use state is a hook that it allows to manage the state. And then we have created a navbar component. So we have a navbar component, sidebar component, and one user details component, and after that we have a page which will show the repositories. So these all the things we have to import. So we are importing only component in this. So navbar, sidebar and user details, three components. You can see that in this component folder we have to create a component folder in our src folder. So in src folder we have to create a component folder, and in this component folder we have to create three files: navbar.js, repositories.js and sidebar.js. Don't worry guys, I will upload this whole code in our GitHub profile, so don't worry. And I have explained each line of code by using comments so you can read it and understand easily. So here we have important font family Poppins. Then in our app component we have created a user state variable using user and function set user to update its value. So when you want to search a user, first we will type any username and then search and get the details of that user. Initially it will be null. So when you refresh it, so it will be null, right? And then we have a handle search. So this function search according to the user data. So you can see that defining a function handle search that takes the user data as a parameter and update the user data with this state set user. So here we are updating our user data. Then in return we have returning some JSX. So in this we have a div with some styling. So using class name we use style Tailwind CSS, and here we have written some styling classes to style our web page. If you don't know the Tailwind CSS, please learn, and please after this you can watch it, otherwise you will not understand. So here we have a navbar component, and on search we have a handle search. So in another div we have our sidebar and the user details component, and we have passed the user as a prop. You can see that rendering sidebar component and passing user state as prop. You can see that we are passing user as a prop. So what is prop? It's a property. It's a simple property in React, and sidebar component will access to the user data. So you can read the below comments. I have explained each line of code using comments in the our project code. And here we are exporting our module app component. We are exporting, then come to the navbar. So here we have a navbar, we have an icon, we have a text, and we have an input box and search box. So first of all we have imported the user state and React, and then we have imported the FA GitHub. So let's go to the official website of React Icons. react npm react icons and I'll search. So we have to go to the official website. So this is the official website. So now this is the GitHub page, and where it is official website, view the documentation. So in GitHub profile, when you scroll, you will see view the documentation. When you view the document, you go to this website and search for GitHub. So when you search for GitHub, so this GitHub icon we are using. So first we have to import and then we have to use. So we have imported and then we have imported XCS also to get the data from the API. And in neighbor component, when we will search on search, this is the passing as a prop in our neighbor component, and we are using the search and set search to maintain the state of our search. And then we have a handle search using async, and in this we are going to get the data from this API. Here is the API endpoint and what the user search. So what is this search? Search means user input. So this search will be used in input box. So here you can see that the value equal to search means whatever the user will type in the input box, that text will be come to here and it will search that user, and in on search it will get the data response.data to the on search. So here we have a console.log response to see the response in our GitHub. So let's search for Becodewala YouTube. Let's search. So let's inspect in console. So we'll get an object. In this object we have a data. In this data we have all the data. You can see that URL, bio, hi, Vikas, Umar. You can see that all the data we are getting. So that we have shown here. So you can see that this hi, I am Vikas one. This is the bio, and blog, in blog we have a this website link. So you can see that everything is getting from this JSON. So in JSON format we have this API, and from that API we are getting all the data when we search. And if it any error occur, then it will show user not found. So let's search for a wrong username. So let's search with refresh it, search for a random. So it's not working. Code wala. So when we give any other, it will not work. You have to give the correct username. So see, it's working fine. Then in neighbor we have a nab element, and in this nab tag we have a styling, background, gray, flex, justify items, item center. These are the simple CSS you can use to style your page. And then we have an icon. So we have an icon. See this? So we have passed this icon and we have a style in this icon. So this icon is a component. So you can see that how to use. First we have to import and then we have to use it. FA GitHub. Now we have a text GitHub profile search. You can see that here. Now we have an input box, and the value of the input box will be what the user will search. So on change event, we are using on change event on set search e dot target dot value. So whatever value will user will change in the input box, that value will be set to the set search function that we have created above. You can see that using use state to maintain the state of our search input. Then on the button we have a use handle search function. So when user will click on click, so this handle search function, this async function will execute and get the data from the API. And now come to the sidebar, so we will use that data. So in sidebar we are using the user as a prop, and if not user, then it will say no user selected. So let's refresh it. See, no user selected, please search for a user details. So in what you have to return in our sidebar, what we have. So let's search again Becodewala YouTube. So in neighbor we have a profile photo, name, username, bio, follower, following company, and other details. So you can see that image, in image tag we have get the user dot author URL. So what is author URL? I will show you. Inspect and go to console. In the object, in the data, we have a author URL. This is the URL we are going to use for our GitHub URL profile. So this photo we are using here. See this image, and here to get the name user dot name. So here it will be name. So here it is name Vikas Kumar. You see that the Vikas Kumar. This data we are fetching one by one from our API, and you can see that user login will be username, and bio location user dot location. So you can see that. So it in location is not there, I think. So you can see that no location has been shown because no location. So location is India, I think. Yeah, it is shown. Yeah, sorry, here it is India. You can see that location is India, it's showing, and we get the data and shown here. And we have a company, getting the company, then user blog. So user blog, what is user blog? Let's see. User blog, so blog will be the website name. So this is the website name, vikaskumarportfolio.netlify.app. So when you click on this, let's click, it will go to the user website. So this is my portfolio. So then after that we have a public repos. So how many repos we have? So it will show the repos also. Public repos, you can see that 63. So in our website also it is show 63. Then GitHub profile. So user.html URL for the GitHub profile. So similarly we are fetching the data from the API. Now we are going to get the user details. In user details we have this, all these repos, right? So in this similarly we are importing use state, but in this we are importing use effect also. So why we are using use effect, I'll tell you. And here we are using Axios, and similarly we are importing our repository component in our user details page. So before that, going to page, we will see the repository component. So two components we have seen, neighbor, sidebar. Now we will see repository before going to the user details page. So first of all, in repository we have Poded React, then we have pass a prop in our repository, that is repos. So we are going to map our repos. So how we will map to our repos, right? So in user details we have seen that here in user details we are passing the user as a prop, and we are setting the two one state repos, and repos is a variable and set repos is function to set the repos of the user. So all the repos of that user, how we are going to get? So using use effect, we are using use effect. So why we are using use effect? So we want to get, so in use effect we have to mention, you can mention your condition on what parameter we are going to get the repository. So based on the user parameter, so you can see that here pass the parameter user. So here you can go and search use effect in React. So dependency, you can see that say that dependency. So dependent on the user, dependent those user, we are going to fetch the repos. So we can't fetch repos of other user, right? So we have to pass one dependency. So dependency is user. So we have now searched the Becodewala YouTube. So this is the user dependency. According to this user, of that user, we have to get the repository. So for that we have used use effect. Now you understand. So we are using async function, a fetch repos with the name fetch repos. If user is not null or defined, so then you can use axios to get the user dot repos URL. So what is repos URL? So in user we have a repos URL. So this is the repos URL. So let's copy this repos URL and paste it here. So in repos URL we have all the repos of this. So Becodewala repos. So all the repos, like report name is YouTube logo, right? This is our repos name, right? And other details. What details we are fetching? First of all, we are fetching the repo name, then view repository. So this is the repo link. So for that is using HTML URL. So this is the GitHub. So see, this is the profile, right? So for the repo URL, what we are using in our, so go to repository, repo name, description, repo.html URL, and to the view the, so where is our, so this is the HTML URL, where is our repos? So this is our repos. So click on view repository. So it will show the repo of that user. You can see that, and the target is blank, so that it will open in a new tab. So in our this HTML URL we have all the repos details. So you can see that all the repos. Here is another repos Becodewala YouTube and C lab program v2. So this is the another repo, right? Repo name and other details of our repos. So it will show, and you can get the data from this, and you can show. So after fetching we can show the user login repositories. So user login is Becodewala YouTube and repository. So Becodewala repository, and in repository component we have passed here, and we have passed a props in our repository component, that is repos, and that repos prop we are going to use in our repository.js page. So this is component, and in this component we have, you can see that repos.map, and in this repos.map we are going to, why you are using map, because we have more repos, right, not only one. So one by one iteration you can do on each repo to get the data of the repos. So repos.map, and we have pass parameter repo, then we are getting, and always use a key when you are using map. So repo id, then we have a repo name, then repo description, and repo.html url to view the repository, and after that we have default export default. So this is our project that we have built using React and GitHub API. So fetching all the data. So now we have learned how to fetch all the data, and how we can use easy effect to get the a specific data of that user based on the dependency. You can see that, and you can learn all these things: React icon, use effect, use state, and other things we have learned today. So you can customize more using this GitHub API. So hope you guys like the video, subscribe to channel, and don't forget to share with your friends. So thanks for watching. We'll meet in next video with a new project. Thank you.